Hey everyone, before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel. This story will take you deep into betrayal, secrets, and the quiet power of patience. The streets of Amsterdam were drenched in a late autumn rain when she stumbled in. Amber light from the canal bridges reflected in puddles, shimmering across the cobblestones like fractured promises. My wife, Lisbeth, smelled of whiskey and perfume, her heels clacking unevenly against the floor as she entered our apartment at 3 a.m. She collapsed onto the couch, laughter spilling from her lips, a sound that once charmed me but now cut like glass. "I told you I'd be late," she slurred, waving a hand dismissively. "You worry too much." I had learned, over the last 6 years, that worry had little to do with love and everything to do with survival. The first time she had been careless with her promises, it had been a whisper. The second, a pattern. By the third, I recognized it as betrayal. That night, as rain tapped against the windows, I noticed it. One bag, slung carelessly over her shoulder, resting on the floor by the door. It had been packed in a rush, but I recognized the designer tag immediately. A gift from her colleague, the one I had long suspected. I had watched, waited, and documented enough to know that bag contained the proof of everything she had hidden for months. Receipts, tickets, messages, tokens of deception she thought I would never uncover. My grandfather had been a man who believed in quiet vengeance. He was destroyed by his own brother, stripped of inheritance and dignity in a small village outside Vienna. My father had grown up resentful, silent, and calculating, traits I had inherited and honed. I had not acted impulsively. I had waited. And now, the hour had come. I watched Lisbeth stumble to the kitchen, pouring herself a glass of water, the smell of alcohol strong on her breath. She didn't notice my gaze lingering on the bag. She never did. Pride and ignorance are fatal in a partner's betrayal. The following morning, I let her sleep. I made coffee, prepared breakfast, and allowed the calm veneer of domesticity to mask the storm that was building. When she finally awoke, her eyes bloodshot but defiant, I said nothing at first. I simply gestured toward the bag. "You left this," I said. My voice was low, steady, heavy with restraint, and I found what was inside. Her face paled slightly, but she masked it with a laugh that trembled. "It's nothing, just some things from the office. Don't be dramatic." I placed the items from the bag on the dining table. Hotel receipts, lipstick-stained notes, photos she thought I hadn't seen. Evidence meticulously gathered over months, waiting for the right moment. Lisbeth froze, words faltering. Her defiance faltered, replaced by a creeping panic I had anticipated, but did not need to fuel. I had learned the art of patience from watching my father suffer in silence, plotting, calculating. Revenge is never a scream. It is a whisper that grows into a roar only when the time is exact. "You've been lying," I said. "About where you go, who you see, who you meet." She began, but the word failed her. "I trusted you," I continued. "I built a life with you, and you built this." I gestured to the evidence on the table. "And now, it's all here, all of it." Her eyes filled with tears, not from remorse, but from the sudden awareness that the web she had spun so carefully had been seen and understood. She tried to reach for the bag, for some token of explanation, but I stepped back, not threatening, just removing the possibility of escape. "I don't need your excuses," I said. "I need truth, and the truth is, our marriage is over." The words landed like bricks. She fell into a chair, trembling, a mask of anger and disbelief masking the panic that clawed at her. In that moment, I realized that betrayal is not only about action, it is about the expectations of trust that are shattered. Over the following days, I orchestrated the final moves. Lisbeth attempted to apologize, to manipulate, to plead, but I was already several steps ahead. I contacted our lawyer, ensuring that financial separation and custody arrangements would be swift, precise, and irrevocable. Her attempts to undermine me through charm and intimidation failed because I had anticipated every move every manipulation, every lie. I also reached out to her colleagues, carefully without revealing my hand, to clarify the evidence and ensure that professional repercussions would follow naturally. Pride is fragile. It shatters easily under public scrutiny. Lisbeth's world, built on charm and deceit, began to unravel quietly, inexorably. Meanwhile, I focused on my own life. Nights were spent walking along the canals, rain reflecting the amber street lights, thinking of balance and justice. Amsterdam, with its bridges and narrow alleys, became a place of reflection. I realized that revenge is not merely punishment, it is the restoration of equilibrium, the recalibration of a life disrupted by deceit. Weeks later, Lisbeth came to me, tears and desperation in her eyes. She begged for reconciliation, for forgiveness, for a second chance. I listened quietly. I did not yell. I did not argue. I did not indulge her. I simply shook my head. "It's too late," I said. "The bag was only the beginning. Everything after that was the consequence of choices you made." She left our apartment for the final time that evening. I watched her disappear into the rain, a figure diminished, stripped of the illusions she had relied on, and I felt the weight of years lifted from my chest. The betrayal, once burning and consuming, had been met not with violence, but with deliberate, patient justice. In the months that followed, I rebuilt what she had tried to destabilize. Friendships strained by her manipulations, professional relationships weakened by her ambition, and my own sense of trust and security. I learned that patience is a weapon, that silence can be sharper than a knife, and that evidence, collected quietly, delivered decisively, carries more weight than anger ever could. I continued to walk the streets of Amsterdam, the fog rolling off the canals, the smell of rain mixing with the warmth of cafes and bakeries. The city had witnessed the end of a marriage, the quiet revenge of a man wronged, and the careful balance of justice restored. Lisbeth's absence became a presence in itself, a reminder of consequences, of betrayal, and of the power of patience. She had underestimated me, underestimated the quiet strength that comes from observing, documenting, and waiting. And in the stillness of the canals, in the amber glow of the bridges, I finally understood. Revenge is not about hate. It is about clarity, about balance, about ensuring that truth, once hidden, is revealed with precision. The bag had ended our marriage, but the months of planning and patience had restored my life. And as the city of Amsterdam hummed quietly around me, I smiled, not with triumph, but with the calm satisfaction of inevitability fulfilled. Justice, I realized, is slow, patient, and absolute. And sometimes, it comes wrapped in a bag left carelessly by someone who thought they could escape the consequences of their own choices.